Excuse me.
Oh, yeah?
Do you know what room 17 French is?
Yeah.
You freaking killed him, dude.
Quiet down, people. My name is Mr. Abagnale. That's Abagnale, not Abagnale, not Abagnale, but Abagnale. Now, somebody please tell me where you left off in your textbooks. Excuse me, people, if I need to ask again, I'm going to write up the entire class. Take your seats.
Then, Mrs. Abagnale, this is not a question of your son's attendance. I regret to inform you that for the past week, Frank has been teaching Mrs. Glass's French class. Your son has been pretending to be a substitute teacher, lecturing the students, giving out homework. Your son held a teacher-parent conference yesterday and was planning a class field trip to a French bread factory in Trenton. Do you see the problem we have?
Frank William Abagnale.
From 1964 to 1967, I successfully impersonated an airline pilot for Pan Am Airways, and I flew over 2 million miles for free. During that time, I was also the chief resident pediatrician at a Georgia hospital and an assistant attorney general for the state of Louisiana. By the time I was caught, I was considered the youngest and most daring con man in U.S. history. I had cashed almost $4 million in fraudulent checks in 26 foreign countries and all 50 states. And I did it all before my 19th birthday. My name is Frank William Abagnale.
I wonder if I could write you a personal check.
For airline personnel, we cash personal checks up to $100. Payroll checks, we cash up to $300.
Did you say $300 for a payroll check? Payroll check here I'd like to cash.
Certainly.
Thank you. Excuse me.
How would you like it? Are you my deadhead? Frank, Captain Oliver, John Larkin, the co-pilot, Fred Tully, flight engineer.
Frank Taylor, Pan Am. Thanks for giving me a lift, boys.
Go ahead and take a seat, Frank. We're about to push.
Enjoying your free ride?
Marcy, did you drop this? Must have slipped right off your neck.
No. No! No. Welcome to Miami Mutual Bank. How may I help you?
My name is Frank Taylor. I'm a co-pilot for Pan Am. I'd like to cash this check here, and then I'd like to take you out for a steak dinner. And where are these numbers?
They're, right here.
Right there?
See? Man like you can buy anything he wants. If they sold me downstairs at the hotel gift shop, how much would you pay?
$1,000.
Okay. $1,000.
Okay. I'll be right back.
Wait a second. Where are you going?
I'm going downstairs to cash a check.
You think this hotel is going to cash a $1,000 check at 3 a.m.? It's a cashier's check. Endorse it over to me.
No, I couldn't do that. See, this check is for $1,400. We agreed upon $1,000.
Why don't I give you back $400 and you give me that check?
Even better.
Send out an all-office teletype. Our unsub's name is Frank Abagnale, Jr., age 17. Is Funky okay? Is he in trouble?
Ma'am, I'm sorry to have to tell you, your son is forging checks.
Fortune checks? Wait, I'm sure we can take care of that. I'm working part-time at the church now. Just tell me how much he owes and I'll pay you back.
So far, it's about $1.3 million.
Brenda.
Yeah.
Do you know if they're hiring here at the hospital?
I'm not sure. What do you want to do?
I'm a doctor. I've decided to get off the road for a while. I've taken a night job at a hospital and met some really nice people. Feels good to have my feet on the ground, to wake up in the same bed every night. Who knows? Maybe I'll even find someone to settle down with.
Harvard Medical School, top of your class. Southern California Children's Hospital. Well, that's a pretty impressive resume, Dr. Connors. Well, unfortunately,
Dr. Ashland?
Dr. Connors, you gonna take roll every night?
Yes, I will, Dr. Ashland. And if you're gonna be late, I suggest you bring a note. Miss Bassman. Miss Mace. Miss Strong.
Here.
Nurse Brown. Nurse good, though, doesn't it?
Yeah, feels incredible. Oh my.
I'm sorry.
doctor, a lawyer, a Lutheran. So what are you, Frank? Because I think you're about to ask for my daughter's hand in marriage, and I have a right to know.
Know what, sir?
The truth. Tell me the truth, Frank. What are you doing here? What is a man like you doing with Brenda? If you want my blessing, if you want my daughter, I'd like to hear it from you now.
The truth is, sir, that I'm not a doctor. I'm not a lawyer. I'm not an airline pilot. I'm nothing, really. I'm just a kid who's in love with your daughter.
So go ahead, Frank. Don't be afraid. Ask the question you came here to ask me.
Sir, what would I have to do to take the bar here in New Orleans? This is a photograph of the defendant's signature on a canceled check. Now here is an enlargement of that same signature, which matches the signature on the letters that he wrote to Mrs. Simon, which discussed the possibility of defrauding the great state of Louisiana. Your Honor, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, this is irrefutable evidence that the defendant is in fact lying.
South America, Australia, Singapore, Egypt. The kid's gone completely out of control.
Why wasn't I called?
Nobody was called, sir. The banks didn't know what was happening till last week.
That's impossible.
They didn't call because it's not counterfeiting. It's something else.
Well, what is he doing?
He's making real checks, sir. These are so perfect the airline didn't know the difference.
Last check was cashed in Madrid a week ago.
My guess is he's still there. We have to leave now, sir, today.
Go where? Spain? You want to go to Spain?
But
I got him. It's all right.
Taking into account the gravity of these crimes, your history of bold and elusive behavior, and your complete lack of respect for the laws of the United States, I have no choice but to ignore your request to be treated as a minor and sentence you to 12 years in Atlanta's maximum security prison, and recommend strongly that you be kept in isolation for the entirety of that sentence.
I'd like you to take a look at something for me. Tell me what you think.
That's a fake.
How do you know? You haven't looked at it.
Well, there's no perforated edge, right? I mean, this check was hand-cut, not fed. Yeah. Paper's double bonded, much too heavy to be a bank check. Magnetic ink, it's raised against my fingers instead of flat. And this doesn't smell like Micker. It's some kind of a, some kind of a drafting ink. You know, the kind you get at a stationery store.
Frank, would you be interested in working with the FBI's Financial Crimes Unit?
I already got a job here. You know, I deliver the mail.
Frank, we have the power to take you out of prison. You'd be placed in the custody of the FBI, where you'd serve out the remainder of your sentence as an employee of the federal government.
How did you do it, Frank? How did you cheat on the bar exam in Louisiana?
I didn't cheat. I studied for 2 weeks and I passed.
Is that the truth, Frank? Is that the truth?
I bet this guy steals checks out of mailboxes. He washes off their names and he puts on his own.
You saying that he's a local?
Well, if it were me, you know, I'd call the bank first. I'd check out the balance.
Make sure there's enough money in there to make it worth your while.
Exactly. You know, Carl, I think this guy's pretty smart. Guess all we have to do now is catch him.